Alright friends, welcome, finally, Blazing Deserts, Battle Brothers Blazing Deserts DLC. I've started a little later than I would have wanted, and as fate would have it, I waited months for the DLC to come out. I took time off work and then promptly got quite sick right as it came out, so it is Sunday the 16th that I'm finally able to start playing. Also no cam because I'm still a bit sick, so I'm going to be trying to keep the coughing and sneezing down to a minimum. We wanted to do manhunters. I'm also not going to be reading all the descriptions. If you want to read what it says, please pause and read if you want to read this or any of the text boxes during the campaign, at least for the first couple episodes. I don't want to be using my voice unnecessarily. Right, so manhunters. Go with one of the new banners for the supporters edition. We wanted to go for like a Monty Python-esque theme. So, men from scene 24. We'll go random late game crisis. I don't want to have Holy War immediately just because I want it to be a surprise when it pops up, and I don't know how strong Holy War is, how tough it is. So I kind of want to be prepared, but hell, maybe it pops up first, who knows. Economic, I would usually play on veteran, but let's try expert. I want to see what it feels like with the new changes to the economy. I've said in the past, and I'll stand by it, that expert economic kind of amplifies the aspects of the game that I enjoy the least, which is the grinding. You know, paying 400 gold for tools and whatnot. But we'll see. Combat expert, of course. Starting funds medium. Whatever map seed. We'll start on an unexplored map. And it's up Raging Fury. No Iron Man, because we're going to be fighting a bunch of new enemy types, and I need to be able to save scan them to judge how powerful they are. It's the same thing we did when we started playing the barbarians in the north, playing against them. The first time I ran into some chosen, I had no idea how strong they were, and I think there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you are learning how to fight enemy types you haven't fought before, or running into enemies for the first time. Save scum them, get an idea of how strong they are. Okay, if you want to have a read here, pause and then read. Yep, let's earn salvation by fighting. I think I've become too reliant on Fang Shai, so we're going to sell that. Yakuba the Whip. With these stats, he's kind of beefy. Hang on, let me get my stats table up. Hang on, that music is definitely too loud. That's better. Okay, hang on. So, Battle Brothers. Not the mods. My builds. Okay. So melee skill. One point in melee skill. Let's see. 1 star. 2 to 3 every level. So call it 25 after 10 level ups. So add 25 to that gives us about 80. Eventual Barbaros. Thanks for the follow. It's not, I mean, he's rolled nice at level 1, but just about 80. It's kind of, Technically no raging. We did about 2 hours, when was it, on Thursday or Friday, but I was too ill. I'm just going to forget that. He doesn't have great defense, so I'd want to give him shield expert. His hit point, fatigue 105 with 2 stars is 4 every level, so plus 40, so 145. He can potentially wear heavy armor. I think this should be a two-handed mace user. Interesting to note that Crack the Whip is just a skill that manhunters get. You don't have to actually have a whip equipped. And then Walid the Stoic. Range defense, I would have preferred melee defense. But we can make him our bannerman. Let's see, resolve. 2 stars is 4 every level, so plus 40 is 84. Plus 25% of that is another 20, it's plus 104. He will have 104 at level 11, plus 10 from the sash, about 120 at level 11. It's kind of average. I have not played with the firearms yet. They're great for shredding northern armies to pieces. We will absolutely be trying the firearms though. I'm going to be trying the firearms. Like for these last couple of days when I was too sick to stream, I didn't want to be playing offline. I want this to be totally blind and have all the learning and stuff be online in stream. So Waleed needs to be our bannerman. Eldragel, thanks for following. I think I'll just make him a straight up bannerman. His defense isn't going to be that great. Let's see, fatigue wise, 97 with no stars. So plus 30, probably 120. That's a touch low if I'm going to give him heavy armor. Are we going to try it though? I want to go full heavy armor. Very few of the lads are going to have light armor. So I have some intuitions about how I want to use my my indebted. I was thinking as I was making my coffee now, like why do I even need indebted at all? I mean, like in the super late game, you can make an argument that you don't even need them at all. Because if you just didn't hire any indebted, and you just didn't hire any manhunters, this is basically the peasant mob start, just without the downside of the peasant mob. It's going to be expensive as all hell. But it's a 16-man squad. So the question then becomes, how do you get the most out of your level 7, quite weak, indebted lads? And what I was thinking was, based off the principle we learned from the experimentation campaign, is that I'm going to have, even in a 16-man squad, we're going to have 20 in total, right? 16 active, 4 in reserve. 4 of which will be either 2 polearm, 2 shield breaker in reserve, and we have 4 active ranged guys. And then in some of the fights, like against the big undead fights, we're not going to want those ranged guys. Then we bring in our polearm guys and our shield breakers. It's a sub-modern. Oh, hang on. That little ring, that was the latest Long War of the Chosen finished encoding. Exit. If you guys aren't watching the Long War of the Chosen on YouTube, please do check that series out. I'm actually quite proud of it. It's going really well. But I love XCOM. But anyway. Nomads are tougher than the normal bandits. Be worth picking fights with them early. Elliot, the thing is, why don't we do things a little bit differently here and just straight up fire or work our indebted out of the squad as soon as we can, and then hell, we can even get rid of our bannermen. I mean, you don't lose the campaign if you sorry, your manhunters. Martin the Slave Master. Right, give me names, lad. By the way, guys, I'm not going to be taking name submissions on YouTube and in comments. It's only going to be live watching. As I've explained before, the reason is that if I keep a name list, it gets quite frustrating to maintain it. And then the name list gets super long, and then by the time people actually get their names pulled, they've stopped watching. We could go for a full slave swarm, but I suspect that's not going to be great. Although, I did say that my very first attempt at this manhunter background was pretty much just going to be playing around with it. And I suppose there are 2 extremes when it comes to the ways you could play the slave hunter background. The one extreme is that you have, let's say, a back row of, let's say, 4 manhunters and then 12 slaves. I think that's going to make you powerful early on, because the slaves are obviously so cheap and you don't pay them anything. Down products are following. But I'm actually more curious about the other end of that spectrum, because, like, what happens if you don't have any indebted? Do the manhunters get dissatisfied? And what happens if you eventually replace all your manhunters, all your indebted with normal people, and you replace all your manhunters with normal people as well? You just have 16 brothers. That's a peasant mob without the downside. Okay, let's stop buying some armor. The liner thoraxes are nice. 30 head armor is a little low, but we'll just have to scavenge, I suppose. So who of these 4 indebted is the best? Quote unquote best. None of them, they all suck. Resolve. Say that again, Martin. I think snakes, we're going to leave them a little bit. Actually, we have... I see this is a pity. Club-footed and ailing. This might almost be a possible tank. 90 plus 2 stars is 40. 130. I think this is probably... This is the best out of all of the indebted we have here. So we'll make him a sword tank. Which of these lads has some sort of damage potential? 2 stars there, that's nice. Fatigue. Quick and sure footing is nice. This, if it wasn't for his dreadful hit points, this might even be a dagger specialist. So fatigue, 1 star in fatigue is 3 to 4, so call it 35. So 135. This could actually be a light armored dagger guy. It won't be a great one, but it'll be a possible one. And of course, dagger specialist gets shield expert that helps me survive. Although, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. This lad has 52 ranged skill, and ranged skill is so precious. 1 star in ranged skill is 3 to 4, so call it 35. I call it 79, that's almost 80. But now he doesn't even level that high, he stops at level 7. Okay, so these are, in that case, fucking hell. We're just going to call them indebted, and indebteds, we're going to go for a build. Forget sword tank, he's an indebted. They're going to go for a build where we're going to try to squeeze the most effectiveness out of them for the cheapest amount of money. And I think the way to do that is make them shield breakers. Give them X mastery, rotation, heavy armor. Hang on, so we've got 7. So you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got, it's 6 or is it 7 skill points? So let's assume we've only got, let's say it's 6. So recover, gifted, brawny, battle forged, berserk, axe mastery. Yeah, it'll have to be that. Lads, this armor is dreadful. Oh god, how can militia spears be that expensive? WTF. Yeah, club-footed is rank. I think we are probably going to end up having to do a few delivery missions before we can even afford to buy gear for everyone. How expensive is that? That's insane. Drive off nomads, we can't do that yet. Hunt downward terrorizers, we can't do, all we can do is delivery missions. I see what you guys mean about the start being difficult. We just have no money, we're fucking broke. What I need is a few shields and spears. This is alright, mate. Storius. I'm gonna head north immediately because I think these missions are gonna be a little easier in the beginning. Lads, give me 213. Heck. We do indeed have some fodder to throw at them. But if they can't do any damage, I mean, the only damaging thing we have here is this light mace, southern light mace. Got one precious little spear there. I like that we're starting with a few wooden clubs. Those are going to come in handy much later on when it comes time to hunt some hexen. Honestly, I feel like 6 people is enough to start fighting thugs right from the beginning. What I need is round shields and spears. Love of brigands. Excuse me, I'm just coughing still. Let's keep running around. Getting some shields. Forging bond of friendship. Perfect. Money is getting tight. Another spear. Yeah, we need one more little buckler and then we can maybe fight some little basic bitches. Actually need a pitchfork. That's expensive. The thing is, whatever this is, we're probably going to have to pull it into the road to get something to help us. Because fighting beasts right away. What is that? Brigand? Hunters. But at least we know. Is this them? No, that's a different group. Nachters at level 1 is really scary. We're going to get these army lads to help us though. Nice little 4-way to start the campaign off. Just wait the whole turn. These soldiers are going to be so pissed. They're busy fighting poachers and then these Nachters show up. Those new armors do look very cool, but like the stats on them aren't that great. I haven't seen a southern armor yet that outperforms any of the northern armors. You're right, the armors do look great. Yeah, you better run. So far, I haven't seen any of them that have superior armor to fatigue ratios, because that's how you evaluate armor. You take the total amount of armor and you divide it by the fatigue cost. I think anything above 10 to 1 is decent. Anything lower than 10 to 1 is pretty weak. See. Kill stealer. Right. Good first fight. Let the professionals hand it and we get paid. I love the fact that you can do this in this game. I mean, like, if I was running a mercenary band, this is exactly the kind of thing I would do. The gladiator armor. Well, I haven't had a good look at the gladiator armor yet. I do look forward to seeing it. I will say that the gladiator armor, the helmets look incredibly heavy. But again, it's not about the numbers, it's not about the straight number per se. It's about the fatigue to armor ratio. Thank you. Pay me. We totally took care of that. That was us, I promise. Have some mead. That is very cheap ammo. Let's take a quick look at our companions. Oh, we can't yet. I want to try to get the cartographer as soon as I can. But that's going to involve finding a legendary location. So once we get a little money saved up, we can run around out in the open. I want to hopefully I can find that golden goose. Escort caravan. I will gladly do caravan escorts in the early game. Hunt down with terrorizers. Yeah, I can do that. We're an expert at that. These little shields are quite cool with the extra +5 to range defense. They just have slightly less durability. What did I say I needed? I needed some stuff called padded vest for 60. Linothorax, I'll take that. Dates. Oh, provisions. Okay, rice, provisions. With all the new trade items, it kind of makes me itch to play my trading company again. Caravan company. Makes such a fortune. Where is the beast prince? Oh, there they are. How many Nakhti is that? 6. I mean, we could fight them, but all my lads are level 1, so there's kind of no point. There we go. Let's just be safe. Get free money. Or we'll get attacked. Indeed modern, yes. That would be... Actually, we've got spears, we'll be fine. The Ice Cave, and then the Lee Rock. I don't know if it's going to be this playthrough, because this playthrough is pretty much just to experiment with the indebted. But I don't really feel like I need to or particularly want to do a Gladiator playthrough. Everybody on YouTube is doing Gladiator. If I start this again, or just keep this playthrough going, what I really want to try is the no indebted run. Where we replace all the indebted with non-indebted and all the slave drivers with non-slave drivers. And then we just have the 16... It's a peasant mob without the downside, as I said before. Oh shit, no, everyone's gonna eat it. But Martin, speaking of legendaries, the lad that gives you a higher chance of finding champions, I think that's going to be one of the most important ones. Like once you get your warband established. Nice. Well, Doubt, what we're going to do, we're going to try. We're going to find out. Learn by doing. I mean, technically, the background says that you suffer morale consequences, or you suffer consequences when you have more slave drivers than indebted. So maybe you just have 1 slave driver and 2 indebted, like absolute minimum. That'll allow you to have 13 normal brothers, and without the commoner restriction. And then you just have your slave driver and your 2 indebted sit in reserve. You only use them against weaker fights, and then eventually in the super late game, it would be so expensive, but you could have 16 of whatever background you want. I never really thought of this, but that kind of strikes me that technically this has the potential to be the strongest background then. Is it cheese, or is it just being super genius? Hyenas, we're all gonna die. They ran away. Well, what I need to do actually is to... I must use that crack the whip ability and see what it does. So does it only remove negative? Gives targeted indebted the whipped status effect, increasing many of their stats for 2 rounds. So what I need to do, so Balder, where's Balder? 56, 12, and 30. Let's just see if whipping him increases that. Ah, it does. Okay, and then whipped actually gets more powerful as the whipping brother uses it. Okay. Maybe the way to go is to have try to find the perfect balance between indebted and slave drivers. Also, they have to change this sand in the face shit. I'm wondering whether it's just an active ability like taunt. It needs to have targeting rules. Like it should be accuracy based. So like if you have high enough defense, your lad should be able to avoid it, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm saying, especially because if it lasts 2 turns and only costs 5 AP, then it can be up pretty much permanently. And that is some bullshit. That's true. In the north, the caravan guards are idiots. They are suicidal morons. They seem to long for the embrace of death. I'll still never forget that one time before the AI was changed on like peasants. And I had my 12 lads, and then there was one lone berserker, and it just so happened that there were some peasants in the area, like a dozen peasants, and the peasants all sprinted towards the berserker. The berserker killed all 12 peasants and got like 20 stacks of rage before my guys could fight it. It killed all of us. It killed my 12 guys and like 10 peasants. One single berserker. Orc berserker with a heavy chain. If by pro gamer move you mean kill self, then no. What we also have to try is the effectiveness of the change to fearsome. Ooh. Sand, shift and slide as the wounded nomad tries to escape. Easily put a boot on him and hold him down. Neck with a slave chain. Take him as an indebted. Yes. Fragile, club-footed. Can suck. 25 to 35. 40 and 90. Okay, so it's basically just a little crappy little bludgeon thing. The thing is, I'm actually pretty careful about quote-unquote cannon fodder. We do modern. We are the men from Scene 24. Cannon fodder also soak up XP and slow everyone else's rate at which they gain XP. Think about that. So for a two-handed mace lad, I think we do want gifted on the next level. He's going to go heavy armor, two-handed mace. Maybe quick. No, he doesn't need quick hands. He can pole mace from the back lines. Oh, 2 crowns per head. Whoop-de fucking do. We can get a full 30 extra gold. Gilda be praised. Alright, what do you got for us? Drive off brigands. My specialty. A few raiders and a few thugs. Yeesh. We're not going to have time to actually grab that high ground. Try. Command. I'm alright, mate. I want to grab this high ground, but it sucks. I'm going to have to eat these throwing axes. So I'm feeling much better, mate. So yesterday my housemate had my friends over, partying and acting like absolute animals, and I elected instead to flee to my parents' house. I spent the whole day on the couch watching the Formula 1 and MotoGP qualifying. Had the dogs on the couch. It's just what I needed. Yeah, it is interesting, but without having ranged lads, like if they had even one poacher, then this would become incredibly difficult. I think I need to get myself into the habit of whipping my lads. Are we? The whip is actually quite strong. Look at that. 11 melee, 11 resolve, some defense. That's surprisingly good, the whipped effect. That suggests then that maybe the best way to build these indebted is as light armor specialists with huge hit point pools. Good, and you can see who's whipped by the little sweat on their brow. Oh, Waleed, you are bleeding, mate. I'm surprised how much that actually gives them. 11 is a lot. That is only temporary, but So this lasts for one more round, just for this round, and then that next round. But the person applying it is level 2. So it says gets, let's see, what did it say? Gets stronger. The higher the level of the character using the skill, the higher the increase. So he's currently giving plus 11. When he's at level 11 and above, he could be giving, like, I don't know, plus 20. Who knows how much. Oh, there goes one of the manhunters, lol. Ah, I've heard about this bug now. The lads just kind of stand there. All we need is one slave driver. Whipped effect that does not stack now. I'm fairly sure this. I read someone on Reddit was saying that if when this happens, it just crashes. So we're gonna have to save and reload. This isn't safe scumming. This is fixing a crash. I don't know, Exile. I suspect we might be finding out though. Looks like our lads might be in for a spot of death. Oh yes, only the finest death for my men. I think we shield up and wait for the raiders to throw their little axes. Don't whip the lads yet. 1 to 3 damage that ignores armor. Yeah, it's not so much. Don't tell me these penises aren't going to come towards us now. Okay, wait for one more turn. Alright, we're all going to die. We can't win this battle if they're just going to stand there. Now, as I start approaching, I'm going to start eating throwing weapons and we're going to die. I've seen this movie. It doesn't end well for us. Still. Start whipping these fucking bloody peasants! Maui. Okay, raiders don't have quick hands anymore. I could have sworn they used to have quick hands. Oh, this is annoying. Oh, nice. Severe concussion, so Shuyab indebted is combat ineffective. I forgot how much RNG plays a part in the early game. If you don't get the right missions, you don't get the right brothers, you just look, you take one throwing axe to the head, you just die. One more time, if we can get favorable God, you see, I need high ground on my side and for them to have just flat ground. It's the only way we can win this fight. And this is a 1 skull, was it a 2? I think it's a 1 skull. Okay, this might be doable. Man service. Man geschützt. Ich bin Geschutzmann. I am man service. Just close in on a raider. Fuck it. No fear. Get in there, you fucking peasant scum. Yeah, I'm valuing the indebted way too much. Which is good because they're going to die by looks of things. It's early days, but I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't like the start so far. The slave driver start kind of sucks. But it might just take a little getting used to. Like, I really didn't like the peasant horde when I started with it. One of our lads dead. I really wish that the devs wouldn't capitulate to, you know, a bunch of bitches, frankly, moaning about the use of the word slavery. I mean, like, you know, pretending it doesn't happen or thinking you're not helping anyone by not acknowledging that it even happened. It happens right now. There's people in real life being enslaved. Sparing people's feelings doesn't do shit about a real problem. But oh well, who cares? The game's actually getting better, as you say. I mean, sure, it's terrifying coming up against raiders this early on. I was going to say, if we could somehow win this, it would be a nice start, because getting our hands on these tier 2 weapons would be great. Woo! Yeah. Oh, we're all dead. God, this is a weak start. Rip. I really don't like this. Keep trying, get the hang of it. Let's try man service then. Oh yeah, the cultist. Well, I mean, that's actually a good point. Let's go with high starting funds, because why not? You make a good point about the cultist start. The cultist start was fucking brutal, but it might just be one of those like the peasants. The peasant start is very difficult, but I mean, once you can get established and earning nice money, and you can start hiring and firing hundreds of peasants to find, you know, top quality lads. it might just be that this is a background that has a late game power curve, but that doesn't sound right. I mean, buffing slaves. Get these padded vests and head wraps to start on our lads. 49. That is garbage. Or garbage. I kind of don't really even care what their stat. Okay, that's nice though. The stat distributions are. See, like 3 stars is great, but the fact that it starts at 34 means it's bloody terrible. He's going to be rolling 4 or 5 every turn, so let's call it 45. I was going to say times 10. It's more difficult to judge how good they are because it's times 6 or times 10. So if I level up to level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 6 times I level up. 6 times 4.5. Before, let's call it 30. That gets him to 64. Plus the whipping bonus. Still dreadful. Far too low. Right, I'm gonna start pulling random names from chat for these bloody peasant indebted scum. Ruler Gulten. Our viewers are all indebted scum anyway, so. I hate when you guys use the dark blue. I can't read it. Dowd Pride. Raging Fury. Indebted. I wonder if we don't just make all of our indebted flail specialists. Oh, Nerula, you better be good ready to die, because that's what's going to happen. That's what happens next. Sub Hedgehog. And then you've got Marden and Stobbie as your slave drivers. I mean managers. Stobbie, the slave driver. I mean, actually, I should have at least 2 slave drivers that are going to be built as like sergeants. You joke, but I have a feeling that if HR could behave like this IRL, do any of us have any doubt that they actually, that they wouldn't do it? Of course they would. The whippings will continue until morale improves. $231 for a spear is really expensive. Maybe we just buy like a safe. I mean, it's cheap. It's 177. And one of the lads had 50 something aim. Yeah, 52. But looking at it now, you got to remember that it's actually going to have what, plus 11 or plus 10. Yeah, the cat from HR. I loved him. Personally, I always thought the Lumberg from Office Space was my favorite. Yeah, if you could go ahead and come in over the weekend, that'll be great. Oh, did you get the memo about those TPS reports? Yeah, I did. I got it. I received it twice, and then in triplicate. Yeah, well, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and hello. See, as always, I see a pretty picture and I get impressed by what it might be, but base damage 60 to 90. 224 against armor is pretty sexy though. But this is not a great hammer. I mean, it's a little bit less fatigue. Shield damage is standard. Damage ignores armor is standard. Slightly more effective. Shows you 12,000 doesn't get you a lot these days though. Two-handed cleaver, that's nice. 50 to 70. It's going to be interesting to compare those stats to the northern two-handed cleaver stats. The pole mace. I can't wait to start using the pole mace. Give me a nice delivery, please. Actually, we know now that we can take these hunt down what terrorizes missions. Because we can just pull whatever is out there onto the road and get something to help us. Burning Barrens. Sounds like an STD. Snakes! Everyone's favorite. Are they actually chasing us? Imagine being on a road being chased by snakes. Oh! God damn it. Gentlemen? Fiends, I'll tear them apart. Maybe if we built this enormous wooden badger. Slap. Autosave. I think autosave is on already. This is not a retreat. It's not a running away. It's a retrograde advance. That's what it is. French offensive, if you will. There you go. Trading caravan, that'll help us. There we go. Strategic relocation. It's a dynamic battleground relocation. If we can find some management speak, can make it sound like we meant to do it. Look at that. Is that one of our indebted? Just a bare-chested lad. No, that's a caravan indebted. Look at that. Snakes are terrifying, yes. They hook you in, pull them behind their lines, and then they bite you. Dowd Pride there, just with his bare fists and a mouthful of insults. Yes, they are dangerous. Narula, good luck. I should be whipping. It's taking a bit of getting used to remembering that I actually need to be using my whip ability. I wonder if I can whip allied indebted. Guess we're going to find out. I'm going to shield wall because I think that they can't use their pull ability if you're already in contact with them. Never mind. There you go, Narilla. That's what you get, mate. That's for you. That's what you get. So we want to know whether it stacks. I don't think it does. It does not. So it only goes back up to lasting for 2 rounds. Just 3 snakes. These snakes are lethal, as you can see. Ah. But I mean, we saw the same thing every time a DLC comes out. You have to play against the enemies, get a judge for how powerful they are, and that just calibrates your understanding of when you should and shouldn't be fighting against them. Like when the Beasts DLC first came out, I was like, oh look, some tree men, they look friendly, I'll go talk to them. Stab, stab, stab. Death, death, death. I wanted to test whether I can... Okay, you can't whip ally indebted. Rip Narula Gulton. Ooh. I thought we already took that ambition. Get to friendly. There you go, Dowd Pride. We're going for the what's it called again? The Stalingrad approach. You don't get a weapon, but when the guy in front of you gets bitten to death by a snake, you pick up his weapon. Easy. No, but the only thing that the community's been crying for ages is cavalry. I would love to see... Oh, we've got to sell that. I'd love to see cavalry added. And there is still quite a lot that they can add. There definitely is more that can be added. I need shields. I think really they should be looking at... Okay, look. It's not rocket science. Look at what the Legends mod gave and just implement that. The Legends mod was straight up amazing. Like, mods like the tryout mod, that should just be part of the base game. It just straight up should be base game. We need another lad in here. Let's hire a lad. Ideally a lad who carries a... Oof, look at that. Sadan al-Bahri. While Northerners do partake in combat tournaments, nothing gets close to the violence and gore of a southern gladiatorial pit. Crowd favourite, Sadan's time as a gladiator ended after a pardon by his wealthy sponsors. But in early retirement, he found his life unfulfilled. Gladiators such as Saddam could be the most skilled fighters in all the land, but the fighting pits are full of games that are designed to bring harm to all who partake. The man is a talented warrior, but he wears the scars and wounds of a career in the arena. I will, and I'm not kidding, I will 100% splurge on a historian in the early game. I love a historian. They have such good events. They are crap fighters. And, I mean, you know, it's kind of whatever. We know they're crap fighters. But, like, in your first 250 days, I'm very prepared to have a historian who just, you know, is a polar master. You know, who has all of the short-term stuff. We already have... I mean, like, he doesn't have great potential as a bannerman. Let's see... Resolve, 2 stars, 4, so... Plus 40 makes it 88. 120. We could make him our bannerman. Who sits in the center of the formation. And then, like... Stobbie can be a sergeant. But the thing is then... If you've got 9 up front, 7 at the back, you kind of need 2 sergeants rather than a bannerman. Because, it's hard. Yeah, we'll use them as a replaceable bannerman. Ever since I've kind of changed my philosophy a little bit on how I look at my lads, which is to say that I have no problem whatsoever with thinking of lads as being early or late game lads. 30. So I'll hire someone like this historian, knowing that we might get some usefulness out of him. Wait, does he come with whip slave? That is great. So in that case, then, I mean, do you particularly need? Well, God, why is this description personally targeting me? Reading that sentence made me hurt a little. In a sense, you don't particularly care for Stobbie, said all of my friends. He's not hateful nor forgiving toward the prisoners of war, criminals and the like. He just handles his business. But he's also this calm, unwavering way with you, and it's a bit bothersome. The man has so much potential, which is why you have him on board for the man service. Just wish he showed some passion now and again. No, I was going to come here to get fucking abused. Martin is one of the worst people you have ever come to know. This is spooky. How does the game know this much about me and my viewers? He is relentlessly brutal on the indebted, even by your measure, and is responsible for outright killing a few of your catchers. That said, his mean streak will serve the company well. And given that you've already whipped him a time or 3 for losing inventory, you know he can take a hit as well as he can give it. I don't normally read the descriptions, but these are great. Who wants to be the historian, lads? Raging Fury, Powered, Morden, Stobbie, Alvarin. We need a shield, we need a poking stick. No poking stick, no shield. We can take this and then just abandon it. Get attacked. Need to be more slaves than none for morale. I read the description as more slaves than slave drivers. As soon as you have more slave drivers than slaves, then the morale hit. Or are you saying you have to have at least one slave? Oh yes, look at these spears and shields. Gimme. Three, 4, 5, 6, 8. Are there any caravan hands? These are all our lads. Oh, there's okay, conscript. There's 2 conscripts there. Right. Right, Martin, easy, mate. Damn it. Every non-slave considered a master. Well, indeed, yeah, 9 slaves, 7 drivers. That is what I was thinking. Who hasn't been whipped? We've all been whipped. I want to see whether the sand. It seems to be an ability. The pocket sand doesn't seem to actually. Let's see, does it say he used sand and does he have to roll to actually hit it? Uses bash. Uses knockout. Slash, cloth slash. Yeah, they have to change that. You cannot have that apply debuff, just be automatic. It has to roll for accuracy, otherwise it's unbalanced quickly. How are you? Alva's gonna run along the side here. He hasn't got... Oh, for goodness sake. And that's exactly what I mean, Alvarin. It seems to be an auto hit, which is not fair. It makes it too strong. But it's a simple change. I just need to make it be respecting of the... Is that one of our lads? One of our lads. The sand thing just needs to roll for hit. That's all. Also, these little firecracker spear things seem to be perfect for your conscripts because I'm pretty sure once per battle you get to shoot the fire out of them. Rip Raging Fury. Thank goodness for auto loot. Take him as an indebted. We need a replacement. Next. Who wants Uthman? Let's look on the bright side. Now that we're playing indebted. What is that? Mikun Pepon. With an R or an N at the end? Mikun Pepon. Sorry guys, I use Twitch in dark mode and then that dark blue on the black is impossible to read. M-I-K-U-N-P-E-P-O-N. Sorry, Mikun, I'm sure you have a long and fruitful career ahead of you with man service. I haven't seen anybody around here. Oh, fuck off. Give me free men. I gotta say, it does feel good being back in the north where I know what's up. 254 for a pitchfork. Daylight robbery. Still, Esfels. That is a city that we are going to have to become allied with. Gems and salt. Yes, please. Gives me a bit of profit there. Nice. Excellent. Why was he upset? Lost the battle and was taken as captive. Well, at least he enjoyed his visit to Esfels. Resolve. What are their descriptions? These could be interesting. Mikun Pepin was taken as an indebted after barely surviving a battle against your men. His spirit was broken and he was forced to fight for you, so may pay his debt to the Gilder. This experience, that fucking sucks. Struck down and will not survive. Permanent injury. Is permanently dead if struck down. Okay, so that they have no chance of being struck down. They just die. No morale check for non-indebted allies upon dying. Always content with being in reserve. I can't help but speculate whether the way to go is just to not have any indebted. So we've lost all of our cash flow, but we are set up nicely now for tools for the foreseeable future. Escort to the northwest? Fine. You know, these caravan escorts, I used to turn them down in the early game. Is that a 295 gold heater shield? Man, that is tempting. So cheap. 350 for leather laminar. But I'm happy to take escorts because, I mean, especially if it's your first mission for a particular village. If you're forced to abandon the escort, then whatever, you know, you can make up that that reputation later. Easy money. Exploring. On the downside, yeah, it's harder to complete our ambition though. Speaking of, 155. The first camp follower is at what, 250? Yeah. But like the cheapest camp follower is like 2,000 gold. I'm not gonna have money by then. I spent a little bit of time thinking about the timings of when you get camp followers to maximize and yada 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 min-maxing, but I was like, if a campaign is going to go into the 1,000 days, does it really matter? Just a good old wild man. I love me a wild man. For 290 gold, cannot turn that down. Oh baby! So let's see here. That is a dagger specialist if I've ever seen one. Unfortunately, he's only a 5-star. I mean, like, the 3 stars in melee skill is the thing that dreams are made of. His starting fatigue is okay. Yeah, I would have liked a bit more fatigue because I give him heavy armor. But because he's going to be a one-handed weapon user, we'll give him shield expertise, we'll give him light armor. He'll be tough enough. No nice perks either. Hit points are decent. His resolve is okay. If he's got 1 star in resolve every turn, 35 on average. He's up to 80 resolve. The thing is, maybe fearsome. This is a fearsome dagger user. Super duper noob, the fearsome dagger user. Why are you so pissed off, mate? Too few indebted in the company. Ah. You put them in reserve, doesn't change it. Yeah, I think he's going to be a Catal specific guy. Yeah, I didn't realize that was going to happen. What are the tracks? We can do that. Escort caravan, we can do that. Is it with an A? Okay, well, you know, you spell your name like a Todd. Let's say super. Bah. Dupa. I think you need to have at least 1-to-1. Just the fact that we have more indebted is a problem. But we've got to go do some missions here to get some money. Okay, note to self. Like, I should have even looked at that wild man. Oh, fuck off. I don't want to fight in a bloody swamp. What are they? What are we up against? Wiedergängers. Doable. Gonna be a while before we get an archer, I'm afraid. Wait for these nerds to walk into range. I have to get my hands on that mail, but we don't even have any butter knives. I have noticed that there does seem to be more firm land. Swamps. Oh, I've already moved. Right. And whip him. Good. I must say, I'm surprised at how much you actually get from being whipped. Plus 10. So, I mean, 64 at level 1 is amazing. Wait for it. For it. First shot in the head. Yeah, I hear you, robot. I mean, this is really my first time that I'm actually using these lads. I still have my doubts whether this is even really a viable, like at all viable strat, playing with these lads. Not now, Mick. I'll take a look later. Mick and Pepon is not long for this world. Rip. I forgot what a bummer this game is in the beginning. It's such a slog. Just a fucking grind in the early game. I need to recalibrate. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do in the late game, and I've got to get there first. What I want to check is what happens if you just get rid of all of your manhunters and all of your slaves and all your slave drivers. Oh, that's right. Because anyone you hire just counts as a slave driver. Okay, right. So you can't just abuse it and treat it as a, you know, the peasant background. Because anyone who's not an indebted is automatically a slave driver. Ugh, this is ass. I don't like this start. Fuck this. Sucks. Deserters. What are the new ones? Southern mercenaries could be interesting. Gladiators, everyone else is doing though. Start with 3 experienced gladiators with good equipment but very high daily wage. Each gladiator has a unique trait in combat. Never have more than 12 men in your roster, and if all your 3 starting men should die, companions. Everyone is doing gladiators. Have they changed beast slayers at all? So start with 3 beast slayers and decent equipment, some beast trophies. See tracks from further away. Each beast has 50% chance to drop additional trophy. 50% worse prices. I really don't like Lone Wolf. I do quite like Northern Raiders. Where's Northern Raiders? These guys are badasses. 3 experienced barbarians. High chance to get any items from slain enemies as loot. Start with bad relations to most human factions. Love Northern Raiders. What do you reckon, boys? Beast Slayers or Northern Raiders? Or Cultist? Stop fucking around and let's just spill some blood for Davkul. Davkul! Man, Davkul is tempting, but maybe this isn't. It's one of the hardest starts. I see. I was going to say one more vote will settle it, and then that was it from Raging Fury. It looks like we are bringing glory to Davkul. Start with a group of 4 cultists, poor equipment. More cultists will flock for you. Will occasionally demand sacrifices, bestows upon booze. Hang on, you know what? Oh my god. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. It just occurred to me. The change that they made to Fearsome is insane for the cultists. Because the cultists get plus resolve. Holy shit, the cultists are going to be bonkers if we can get them strong. Come, give me a company name. I like that. This is a nice little Easter egg of Dark Souls. I like this for Davkul cultists. Someone give me a name of like a company. Where are my Warhammer nerds? Give me the name of a company that is known to have fallen into chaos. You know, like you have like with the Space Marines, you have, you know, like the Blood Angels and stuff like that. There must be a name of a group who fell to chaos. Plus, you can buy slaves. How don't run away. That's actually interesting. That's so. Hang on. So, Zuckerman, are you saying then that when we make sacrifices, that if we had taken debted, Fallen Angels, hell yeah. But then I think if we're going to go with Fallen Angels, then this Black Banner is maybe more. Or we could go for Fear Incorporated, seeing as though we're going to be going for Fearsome for everybody. Or Black Legion. Okay, Black Legion. Fuck, that's badass. Random start. Expert, high. Unexplored. Okay, so let's think of some themes. We maybe could use 3-headed flails a lot.
My liege.
Good tonight.
Will you come with me to Camelot and join?
However, I do have to bear in mind that I want to build a squad that I am going to assume is going to use all of the legendary weapons. So we need at least one dagger specialist to use the obsidian dagger. Yes, Davkul awaits. Let's do some planning and theory crafting. So we're going to have a standard 7 and 5 setup. Okay, so imagine 7 and 5. Front and center, I think we want our dagger specialist. Or maybe... Okay, look, let's think of all the legendary weapons that we know we're going to get. We know we're going to get the lightning sword. The lightning sword needs to go on a sword tank. Ideally, the most godly, unkillable tank, who we are going to give only defensive skills to, and Lone Wolf. And then his destiny, he will fulfill his destiny by being the guy who holds the northern flank in the Black Monolith. That's his only job. But in the meantime, then he can hold one of the inside or outside flanks as a sword tank. I think of the 12, we want 2 tanks. We want a sword, maybe 2 sword tanks, because riposte is so good. Okay, so the lightning sword will go on one of the 2 sword tanks. We'll have a dagger specialist. We're going to have a 2-handed cleaver user, who will get the cleaver that we get out of the ice cave, and then an obsidian dagger user. Maybe we have 2 dagger users. This could be the god tank. No, he's not gonna have the fatigue, I don't think. But he will get extra fatigue and hit points. Okay, so this is our... I'm gonna call him the monolith tank. He has to fulfill his destiny of one day, like 1,000 days into the campaign. He's gonna hold the northern flank at in the Black Monolith. This is our bannerman, dodgy, high resolve bannerman. I mean, with these amount of points in initiative, he could actually be quite defensive. And bannermen tend to be pretty fatigue neutral, unless they are reaping. Alvarin, yes, absolutely, because actually going up against Black Monolith was a real eye-opener. I mean, here's our dagger specialist already. I mean, if you remember how strong Damage Incorporated was. Dagger lad. What was obvious was that you needed to have one guy go north and just keep, like, you know, 14 of these guys busy. This is our other tank, I think. This is just the other tank. Regular tank. Right, lads, strip down. Let's have a discussion about what we're all doing. I appreciate the tattoos. Okay, so this will be a sword tank. Bannerman, monolith tank, dagger lad. Decent start. Zuckerman, we're going to find out, but we will keep lads around knowing that they're going to get sacrificed. This lad comes with, he comes with a net, so shut up, hire him. Escort a day to the west. We'll take that. And what else do we have here? I'll take that. We need some butter knives and some shields. Cheap throwing nets, we should take them whenever we find them. Oh, you are having a laugh. Ugh. Well then. This right here is a sacrifice. This lad is good for he's good for literally nothing else other than throwing nets. In fact, he shall walk around naked in his shame. Pathetic. He will be laughing still in the end. Staff sling. 38, 37. This is what Zangma, thanks for the follow. It's one thing about the cultists. Hang on, I should update the stream title. Manhunters. God. Davkul cultists. So this is going to be a fearsome build. What I'm most keen to find out about fearsome, when we level everybody with fearsome, like it's just obvious that it's going to be super effective against like raiders and some lower level nerds. But what I'm really keen to see is what, if anything, it does against the higher level mobs. We're going to sell that skirmish axe because that's just good money. Yeah, conductive. The manhunters fucking sucked. I really did not enjoy it. I may well come back to it. I'm probably going to experiment with it offline. Straight away, it strikes me that the manhunters, you need to know what you're doing. Okay, so I need to actually have these caravan hands do something. In the past, if I've moved back, then the caravan hands do actually come forward. But these lads are looking like they are in big trouble. But you say human wave, but the thing is, it is so fucking expensive, and it's not in the slightest bit usable in the late game, viable. Everyone's just going to die. And it's too expensive to replace. Oh my god, move forward, you... Yeah, well, our dagger dude is dead already. Off. Indeed, morale is going to be impossible to manage. And I mean, you'll never get them past level 1, so... I need to restart this. I can't have Landrick die here. I haven't streamed for a while. Was it killed or struck down? Killed. No. Let's start this again. Look, Dowd, I have no doubt guys can make it work. There are dudes who clear out the black monolith on day 30. That's not me. I just don't think it's viable. By viable, I mean, you know, like sustainable in the long term. And also, what a shitty way to play. You have to keep on replacing brothers after every fight. They cost like 250 a brother. I think it would suck. It would absolutely suck ass and not be good at all. Well, might as well throw all these nets. Missed 59. Can't rotate them. What do you mean rotate them all the time? Oh, you mean I keep replacing them, you mean? Yeah, but also, but the thing is, like, you know, one of the best parts of the game is getting to know particular brothers and, you know, the story between what the brothers are doing and that type of shit. Well, which would make a little sense, Raging Fury, if your core guys were actually damage dealers. But in that tactic, your core guys have to be spending their AP whipping the slaves. So your damage has to come in large part from your slaves. from the enslavement mechanic? I don't know. I mean, I think they're all hard capped at 7. Well, I mean, I feel like the cannon fodder strategy is a pretty crap strategy. Die. Fucking hell. Are we... Oh, shot. Finally. Why don't we build... It could be fun. Why don't we build like 7 frontline two-handed flail using hedge knight type dudes. It'll be super, super unreliable. But I mean, like if you're gonna go for fearsome, then that might be actually what I would do, because one of the big problems with fearsome is that you don't get any usefulness against undead. But if at least if you are busy giving everybody two-handed flails, at least then you get past the shields, and in a large part the shields are what you struggle with against undead. He's better off using the skirmish axe, but no, the two-handed... Wait, is it 25 minimum damage? That can't be right. Yeah, that's crap. Go cleave people with your cleaving equipment. The three-headed flail absolutely has its place. It just really struggles against armor. Right, we need spears and shields. Spears and shields. Early game is all about. Well, yeah, I love the way the new Headhunter perk works, because you use the second ability for the guaranteed head hit, then you use the normal attack for another guaranteed head hit. So these crappy lads need to be on the front line. We can pick up another lad, maybe someone with a pitchfork, ideally. That's a lot. That's almost all our gold. We're not spending that. I love a butcher. I also love a historian in the early game. Of course, we'll replace him, but he has so many good events. Oof, garbage. Is he content with being in reserve? Just another pitchfork, please. No, nothing. Well, on the subject of the flail and axe juggling, I will just point out that if you don't hit that shot with the axe, then you've just wasted a lot. That's a pretty cool idea, though. But the problem with duelist is, whoopsie, wrong one. The flail and the three-headed flail gives you the least from duelist. There's 25% armor pierce of the three-headed flail's damage divided by 3. That's 25% of like 5 to 10. So it's only 2 extra hit point damage per hit. It's really crap. I mean, for the longest time, I've been a huge fan of two-handed weapons. I feel like two-handed weapons are so essential because being able to deal with large numbers of enemies is so important. There's so many swarm fights. I think that having 4 greatsword users is like pretty much mandatory in every company. Just so that when you're getting zombie swarmed, you can hold your flanks. Give me some basic bitch armor, please. Lads. 35. Ugh. Dreadful. I'm gonna buy both of that wood because that is so cheap. I love wild men. They're probably one of my favorite backgrounds, especially in the early game. But we said we're not going to be using Fangshire this playthrough. I've become too dependent on that fighting at night time with the Fangshire bonus. A few raiders. Oh, come on, man. Can't fight raiders yet. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, but the Speedtum is still only a single target though. But you've just made me think though, talking about the Speedtum, not the Warfork. The fact that the Speedtum allows you to put down a spear wall makes me think that in those swarm fights, the Speedtum is of course super useful because with a spear wall you do half of your weapon's damage. So rather than doing half of 25 to 30 with a spear, you're doing half of 50 to 70 multiple times. And we have been thinking about how to build a garbage brother like this sacrifice guy. We have no intention of keeping him around for any time. He's here to get sacrificed. So the question then becomes how do you get the most out of him the shortest amount of time? I think it's fast adaptation, gifted. Like before now, I would say fast adaptation, gifted, shield expert, Axe mastery, because Axe mastery is there to break shields. But now with the Speedtum being around, it's that two-handed spear. Maybe the way to do it is gifted, fast adaptation, student gifted, fast adaptation, spear mastery. Because when they're holding a spear wall with a Speedtum, it'd be so good. I'll give it a try this run through. 571 is a lot of gold, but hey, if it keeps someone valuable alive, worth. I would pick up rotation eventually, yes, absolutely. Oh, wait, keeping my right now my monolith tank is the second most valuable guy that we have. Number one most valuable is our dagger dude. Strike it in, follow. Yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. I should probably pick up a Gambison and a fuller kitten. Okay, peace. Front line, we're almost there. Ugh, I need spears though, desperately. The L48 accuracy. But I'm very curious to see what we get out of having fearsome on all these lads. They're going to have very high resolve, these cultists. And actually, if you're ever going to build a light armor group, it better be cultists, because they get plus hit points as well. This is hunt down what terrorizes. The webnects. I really don't want to fight spiders now. I need spears. 55 to 75. If the spiders would follow me around, I'd be a lot more keen to fight them. I don't think we have a group that can kill spiders yet. It doesn't pay great either. I hate spiders. Spiders are early game, you know, squad killers. They really are. Oh, give me them spears. Like, I know these spears are in bad condition or whatever, but I mean, with these level 1 boys, you just have to give them spears. If you want any chance of being able to hit anything, it has to be a spear. They're going to chase us. Good, because then this trading caravan is going to get some friends. Help us. No, you fool! Yeah, meat shields sound good until you realize that they're going to be buffing up these nuptiers. If this dude runs forward, I'm going to scream. Oh, nailed it. Well done, Ivor. Well done. Oh, that was a god hit. That must have been low. 40% chance. So these lads are all unnamed. But maybe we should only give them viewer names once they hit like level 5. And the sacrifice lads, we certainly don't give them names. Because we know they're not long for this world. Thank you, brave caravan hands. Shall not forget your sacrifice. Wolfster. Wolfster, we tried the indebted background. It was ass. Really didn't like it. Oh, that sound, that was grim. What's wrong with him? Oh, his head fell off. Oh. Oh, well, give him the day off. Take the afternoon off, mate. Your head's come off. Let's stock up on nets. And bandages. Hello, hello. Alright, lads. Oh, that's Kammersmark. I thought it was Hammersmark. Reach it from Hammersmark. I want the safe. Flog that. And if I buy 2 pitchforks, we can get just 2 more bodies in. We need sacrifice. I mean, we need guys with bright futures ahead of them. I think I did this morning, Raging Fairy. Hang on, let's take a look at the YouTube channel. Or because I've recorded up to episode 8. I did another one this morning. Long War of the Chosen. It's at 5. Went up yesterday. So 6 will go up probably tomorrow with this VOD. I'm absolutely loving the Long War of the Chosen campaign. So Hildebert and Engelbert. Clumsy. God, that's unfortunate. Okay, so these are just nerds. Placeable nerds. Like, imagine joining a new company and they go, okay, cool, welcome. You're like, what's my job title? Sacrifice. And they're like, wait, what is that? Never mind. Here's your pitchfork. Good luck. We do need names, but let's only start assigning names to, well, first of all, to the cultists. There we go, give me a name. Who's got the first one? It's in blue, Mizuma. Long-time follower. And sub. Are you a sub, Mizuma? He's a moderator. Long time. How about this sword tank? I don't know if I want to be giving names, viewer names for sacrifices. Because if I do that, I can't guarantee that you won't get impaled. There was one other cultist, Stobbie. I'm gonna get in. This is streamer's privilege. Now I'm gonna be wielding that obsidian dagger with great alacrity. So how about we'll leave them as basic bitch names until they convert. If they convert, then they can take a viewer name. Viewer name for the Dark God. Cool. I love these missions. Find abandoned hut. What else? Drive off brigands. Deliver. Let's drive off brigands and then take the delivery mission. Whoa! Great crater in the ground made by a rock that fell from the sky. Mausoleum was built around it long ago, and to this day people from all corners of the world set out pilgrimage here. A cataclysm, as the world knows it, comes from the earth itself. Okay guys, I'm not going to read all this because I'm still a bit sick. I don't want to waste my voice, but I want to give this a quick read.
My liege! Good Sir Knight, will you come with me to Camelot and join...
All right. Let's pray to Davkul.
Interesting. So yeah, that's going to be the Holy War site. Our faith will lead us here in time. Now here's my question. Does that... I can't see yet. Does that allow us then to buy the cartographer? Does that count as a legendary location? Because for the cartographer you need to have found a location. Please don't be poachers. 4 raiders. Ugh. Well, we'll number them 2 to 1. How do I think squeezing myself in here is the best way to do this. Doesn't count, that's unfortunate. And again, I made the mistake of running that lad forward. I'm so in the habit of having guys with rotation. I've got to be so much... I need to get my head in the game and remind myself I'm playing a low-level warband here. And get lads killed. Whoa! That's pretty decisive. Uses throw javelin and hits Volmar. Straight in the physace. Right, I'll do you for that. You'll what? Come here. What are you gonna do? Bleed on me? Oh, fucking hell, that is so scary. Oh, good lord! The lads are falling. Oh, Christ. Christ. Should offer these guys health insurance when they join. Make a fortune. I'm so glad he's confident. You give him that buff to his stats. There we go. Come on. Apparently we are using the Captain Zap Brannigan approach. I happen to know that these raiders have a preset kill threshold. Ingeniously, I'm going to send wave after wave of my own men at them. They'll eventually reach their kill threshold and shut themselves down. Just standing there, really? Nets. Yeah, rip Sparrow 4. He's just standing there menacingly. You guys are gonna get me laughing again. I mean, on my Long War of the Chosen playthrough, I've got a Zap Brannigan voice pack on one of the lads. And I commented that I wonder when I'm like 200 episodes in, am I still going to be giggling at the Zap Brannigan voice lines? I think I probably am going to be. Man with no name, Zap Brannigan. The Velour Fog. If I've mated with a woman, inform the men. Right, Mazuma, you just keep that lad busy. Ooh, careful. Right, Sparrow 4. Like, no pressure, mate, but if this dude hits you one more time, you're gonna come over with a case of the deads. Come on, give us a headshot. Stabbing, Stobbie. One more. Here we go. Damn it. No! Whew. I really need to download Future Armor again. Sorry, did I say download? I mean pay for it on a totally legal streaming service. Come on, give me this tier 2 lad, tier 2 stuff. Oh, whipped to death! Well, Hildebert and Volmar, Davkul couldn't wait to get you. Slit their throats, Davkul. Shall appreciate this blood. Okay, so for the tanky lad, ooh, +3. Actually, no, I shouldn't take that because that is the minimum he can roll with 3 stars. But then again, I should take that every single level. His fatigue is not great, but it will be upped. It will be upped. So for his melee skill, I think we will take, with no stars in melee skill and melee defense, as a bannerman, you do actually you do need melee defense and melee skill. Luckily, I can skimp on hit points and fatigue because he's going to get those buffed by virtue of being a cultist. You do, Sparrow, you do. It happens quite a lot, actually. But, you know, their stats are absolutely terrible. So, I think until we get like, let's say 65 melee skill, we'll switch across to flails once we had 65 or 70 melee skill. Because at this stage, you really do need the spears to offset the shield defensive bonus and the dreadful hit chances that we have to begin with. I mean, that Morningstar is worth 250 if we sell it fully repaired in the right place, and same with the flail. What do I need? I just need bodies, don't I? 1,200. And gamblers are pretty dreadful. Millers get extra fatigue, why not? And minstrels do help quite a lot with resolve. Oh, really, dude? Region of South Bloom, a long way to the northwest. Oh, there's South Bloom. Show him the darkness! Yes! Roger, sacrifice, converted to cultist. But the thing is that I should actually name them. Well, now that he's a cultist. Clumsy, so he's got dreadful skill. What do we do with him is the question. Why don't we try and make him a very, very high initiative dodgy duelist with a flail? We could make him a shield tank, but I don't expect him to survive all. I just want to experiment with duelist and a one-handed flail. So let's assume we get ourselves a named flail that's like 30 to 60. Half of which ignores armor. Well, 30... Well, let's not expect it to be legendary. Let's just say it's base. So 30 plus a 55 ignores armor. That's decent. Legate, thank you. Well, the thing is, this duelist, he'll get his defense from initiative and from dodge and relentless. And remember, he's a cultist, so he'll get plus hit points and fatigue from being a cultist. So pretty much every single level up, we can give him initiative, melee skill. No, wait, he will get hit points, resolve, and fatigue from being a cultist. So every single level up can be initiative, melee defense, and melee skill. I don't think it's going to be great. I don't think it's going to be even viable. I just want to feel what it feels like going for that sort of build with a flail duelist. I know that the very best duelists are one-handed mace and cleaver duelists. But I'm also wondering that, like, if you have someone who's light and mobile and quick, especially, you know, in the early game, he could be really good. I think we can actually clear that out and get that. Oh yeah, axes are amazing for duelists, especially if you give them headhunter. But I mean, just because we're cultists and he doesn't have the melee skill to be an axe duelist. At least with a flail, it'll offset any shield defense. We shouldn't need to. We should be able to kill these zombies. We'll just bottleneck them here and chop them up. So Sparrow, in our experimentation run, we did a sword duelist. And like the extra hit chance is nice, but he just does absolutely nothing against armor. Which we're going to have the same problem, honestly, with a flail duelist. But at least, you know, I can think of him and play him as a headhunting specialist. His job, honestly, like, we will give him fancy feet, so he has to pop in and out of the battle line, identify guys who have weak or no helmets, and then just literally just lash them on the head, get in, get out. The thing with the cleavers also don't perform very well against armor, but at least they're applying bleed. We can try equipment farm them, but until my guys hit level 3 and they get gifted, you just don't have the stats. And we don't have any daggers yet, so I couldn't really dagger these guys now. This is purely for XP, Crystalon. This is what my lads need the most right now is XP. We are hurting for XP. Also, I've got to reiterate the fact that you need to, well, you don't need to, but it might be useful to have 2 sets of, you know, how to build guys going in your head. Are you building a guy who's let me just start again. So, Battle Brothers is a totally different game, pre and post, like the day 250 mark. In the first 250 days, you just need builds and lads who are going to get you to day 250. I mean, at the beginning is just a slog to getting a full squad of level 11 guys. Once you have that, then you can start getting a bit more particular and picky about loads of stuff. But like, and I found this in my peasant playthrough especially. Even if you get nothing but guys who take fast adaptation, gifted, shield specialization, you know, sword specialization, whatever. You just need lads to survive. Because then you can do missions, you can grind money, and then you can look for, you know, proper badasses. And this flail specialist guy, duelist, I'm expecting him to suck. But I'm expecting nice value out of him in those first 250 days when we are mostly brigand farming. Absolutely, Crystal, absolutely. There was a lad in the Discord earlier complaining about struggling and not knowing what to do with what brothers. I think he was putting too much importance on what to do with what brothers early on. When it, like, you just need to be able to identify whether a particular brother has long-term potential or not. If he does have long-term potential, then you got to be quite particular. If not, it doesn't matter. Just give him fast adaptation, gifted, shield specialization, and, you know, a weapon spec, and then just have him do something. So Bantha, if you recall one of my earlier seasons, that we fell into that honey trap. We were recruit farming, and we just fell so far behind. Okay, so Engelbert is going to join Davkul shortly. Exactly. Yeah, I agree. And then when you find the guy's potential and keep him safe, let your nerds sit on the front line. You know, they take all the risks. They get exposed to all the dangers. Oh, well, Engelbert, we hardly knew ye. Oh, he dodged. So Mazuma is going to be he's going to be, you know, the monolith tank. It's his destiny. If I can keep him alive. Well, actually, Sparrow, having the Going for uniformity is not the way to go. Variety is absolutely the way to go. Also, think of the legendaries. Remember, you're going to be getting one legendary dagger, one legendary two-handed cleaver, and that lightning sword. So you need at least guys who can use those weapons. Going for gimmicky builds where everyone has the same weapon is just something that I find amusing. And I mean, I say we're doing that now with these Davkul guys. We're not going to use only flails and maces. There is going to be one guy using the Ice Cave two-handed cleaver and one guy using the obsidian dagger. And Mazuma is going to use the lightning sword someday. Oh, now we've got to put him down again. Well, Mazuma, your guy has the benefit of plot armor and save scumming. Are we... You kill the other tank, that would be not great. Come on, lads. Don't you fucking headshot, thank goodness. So what started as a bit of casual XP farming has become a life and death fight. It is conductive, it is. But I mean, as we saw in our experimentation campaign, you can get there, comparatively easily. Especially if you save scumming, like I'm going to be. I think I'm going to fatigue. Remember, he's going to get resolve and hit points from cultist levels. Can't wait to see what Stobbie can do. 56, so melee skill, 2 stars is 3. The 30, so 86. It's actually not that great. It's okay for a dagger guy. This hurts though, having to go +1 on melee defense. Flail duelist, banner, dagger lad, sword tank. We need to hire some more sacrifices. $390, that is a decent price. 105 for Morning Stars used to sell for more than that. I could have sworn. I'm actually considering taking fast adaptation on a lot of the, well, all the sacrifice lads. In that case, then if I'm taking fast adaptation, I can 359. You are having a laugh. I need a delivery mission so I can heal up while I'm on the road. Perfect. Is that 280? God. But this is just, it's almost always the early game story. You're just hurting for tools. I love a good gravedigger. And honestly, I don't mind a tailor either. a sacrifice, and that's a sacrifice. It's fine. We need loads of sacrifices. Did we name all of the cultists? Mazuma, Sparrow 4, Marden, Stobbie, Roger. Who wants to be Roger? How about conductive? You haven't been in yet. Right. Here's your pitchfork. Good luck. You'll be fine. I'm sure you won't suffer a terrible death screaming. For best early game recruits, I would argue that brawlers give you the best value for money. Plus melee skill, plus hit points. Give me a delivery to a place where I can buy some tools that aren't going to absolutely fucking rip me off. I'm going to have to pay 280 for tools. That makes me sad. Oh yeah, farmers are grand too. We are due for our first sacrifice event around day 10. Unless they've tweaked those numbers. Follow the tracks, return the golden talisman. We need to heal up first. There's certain early game backgrounds that I can't see myself hiring ever. You know, like your beggars, your miners. I can't ever see myself hiring a miner. Minus 20 fatigue. Fuck out of here with that. Rothenbach. Yes, I will deliver. I love delivery missions. Go explore the road north. Sweet, the lads are healed up, so if we run into any thugs, fight them. And I'm already pay for a show. We're good, thanks. That's quite expensive for that. Well, I mean, I know that the miner actually has some kind of decent events. You can dig up gems, and gems can go for like 600 gold, which in the early game can be amazing. I'm actually quite fond of monks. They help offset the brawling and fighting of some of the naughtier backgrounds. They have nice morale. They do fight with cultists though, so... I think we can take on these cutthroats. I need this XP. Kill them. Get some sand thrown in our eyes. That reminds me, let's pay for this banner and then start saving up for some ranged guys. Even poachers, even if we just have to get throwing weapon specialists, I'll do it. If I put Eberald there, he's going to die, but oh well. He got a stab off, good lad. Pierced arm. Ow! I was just going to say, when I read that perk about how the edged weapon injuries got buffed. Like, that's fine, but all of the blunt weapon injuries are still far and away the best. It's okay. They are sacrifices. It is their duty to die for Davkul. Bleed and die for Davkul. Zuma, you just chill, keep these lads busy. Well, look at that. For fuck's sake. Move, attack, and sand? Come on, they have got to nerf that. He can't be able to move and take 2 offensive actions. That's just fucking stupid. Throw sand should be 5 AP. Follow. They get whipped. Let's show these soft southern nerds what we're about. One thing I'm encouraged by is that a lot of these southern brigand dudes carry whips, which is awesome. It's awesome because, you know, getting whips, and you need to stockpile a lot of whips, and being able to pick them up is going to be wonderful. Okay, so traumatized. Eberald, we can just retire him then, and then that means, this now means we can hire him as a sergeant. Izatzis, welcome. Izatzis, have you watched the little guide series that I made? Not to shamelessly plug, but I really tried to distill as much knowledge as I could in those little guides. Yes, Modern, the new shields give extra range defense. My monolith tank, is he going to have gifted? Let's just theorycraft about how the monolith tank is going to be leveled. He's going to... Okay, so what's mandatory for him? So Lone Wolf is mandatory because his job is to go off and hold the northern flank. He's going to need... Underdog is... Okay, so... I think gifted is... Yeah. Is takeable. What else? Hit points. He's going to be wearing super heavy armor. So for him, we're going to go shield expert. We're going to go brawny. We're going to go all the defensive stuff. Resilient. He's going to have sword mastery. He's going to have lone wolf. We're going to have underdog. He's going to have battle forged. We're going to have indom. And then when it comes time to fight the Black Monolith, he's literally going to walk north, just body block, like, you know, 20 of those skeletons, and just hopefully hold them up long enough so that everybody else can do what they need to do. I agree, Wolfster, I agree. Maybe we can give him sword mastery because he's going to be riposting with the lightning sword. Riposte no longer has a penalty to hit chance. We'll see. So just to compare the round shield, which is 15-15 for -10. This is 15-20 for -10, but the durability is 24 and 18. Wait, he's a dodgy bannerman. I need to be building him with dodge. His fatigue is pretty fucking good. I don't have to put much into fatigue. Initiative, kill, solve. I'm pretty much going to be taking gifted on just about everybody. It's free stats. It hurts me to take +1. I'm not going to do it. 77 at 3 is pretty damn good. I really like these southern shields. There's 65, 63. Where's that flower? I think 70 is my magic number for switching away from militia spears. What's up, Mad Genius? And welcome to all the new viewers. 65 viewers is a lot for me. I really appreciate it, guys, very much. Appreciate it greatly.
Good tonight. Will
Make
you
a dog
come
star.
with me to Camelot
It's a subbing.
and jo-
Welcome to Camelot. Tis a silly place. Okay, we need another sacrifice. Just run around the south a little bit, at least just to explore. Retinue, not yet. 217, okay, we're getting there. Yes. We just fought a bunch of nomads. I don't think we're in shape now to take on another 9. Then we probably could. That many conscripts, some gunners. Is there any reason to bind debtors? I don't think so for a cultist run. This is actually legit tempting. I mean, sometimes in the early game and like my peasant run, shepherds don't have great stats, but they can surprise you. Ooh, nomad. A nomad that survived in the desert will have some expertise in fighting. That's actually a very good point. They don't have upkeep, and we know we're going to sacrifice them. Well, let's find out. He's a Craven team player. Craven is the one thing. Okay, let's do this. Just obedient. Here's your pitchfork and your tattered sackcloth. You'll be fine, mate. You'll be grand. Wonder if I don't put the dagger lad on the front line. I don't have any kind of armor. Let's go for like a setup like that. Good luck. I think he's carrying the, it's not the normal stone, it's the nomad sling he's carrying. What you got for us? Drive off nomads. Certainly. Some cutthroats. Oof, those are the high level ones, aren't they? Well, my frontline lads, 24, 29, 25, are almost like approaching the territory where they can, you know... Oh, fucking, maybe Mazuma should just use that flail, so... 25... No, once he hits level 4 and gets recover, he can start using the flail. These are the... Okay, so cutthroats are the thugs. Nomads are the raiders. After this fight, we'll take a tea break. I need a brew. But when I start seeing these guys with whips, it makes me very happy. Because getting as many whips on my guys as quickly as possible is something that is a real objective for me. Like, just having whips on your lads means that you can take on Alp and Geist. I'd love a coffee, but just had a coffee. I bought the nicest dark roast the other day. Now, I've stopped buying pre-ground beans. I'm now I'm now buying just unground beans, and I've got a grinder. And the difference between grinding your own beans and not is noticeable. I found, especially with the darker roast. Oof. death. There we go. Like, I mean, so you guys noticed there, I was attacking someone who was fleeing already. As a general rule of thumb, I wouldn't recommend attacking guys who are already fleeing because they're going to get attacked at the end of their turn. However, when you're up against very low morale enemies, a lot of times killing one of their lads and then causing a chain morale break is better for you. So like if I was fighting, you know, in a civil war against professional soldiers, I wouldn't attack a fleeing guy. Nice. We're slowly starting to get rolling. Like, once you have 8 lads at around level 5, a bunch of them with student, gifted, shield expert, you know, and recover. At that point, and you've got 8 lads like that, then you can, with reasonable confidence, start taking on groups of raiders. And that's where the money is in the early game. So for a dagger lad, it's always tempting to take fast adaptation, but he shouldn't need it. So for the Catal dagger, we're going to go crippling strikes, executioner. I might as well pick up recover because I'm going to be using recover anyway. He's going to be a light arm wearer. Dodge. No, not gladiator. This is Davkul. We are going to be sacrificing for the Dark Lord. I didn't want to do I didn't want to do gladiator because every single person on YouTube I can find is doing gladiator. And my dagger lad, we're going to go student. I'm sorely tempted to go gifted. Hang on, let's see. So we know we're going to have recover. So at 4, we pick up crippling strikes. At 5, we pick up executioner. 6, we pick up dagger mastery. At 7, we pick up nimble. 8, pick up berserk. 9, killing frenzy. And we've got 3 left. For a dagger master. Gifted is just good stats. And I got some spears now, so in case the flanks get compromised. More accurate to say, I hated the Manhunter start. And just like, I don't know, until I really give it a go, I shouldn't judge it, but my initial impression is that I don't like the core mechanic. It kind of feels like the two counter synergize. So it's like you have to whip your shit lads to make them good, but then your good guys are spending action points whipping the shit guys, not actually doing damage. I want all of my guys, you know, like if I'm fighting Black Monolith, every time I have to whip my slaves, that's AP I'm not spending, attacking. That's just my initial feeling, but yeah. Wait, was there a mission there? No. Lads, take 5. Get yourselves a brew. Be right back. Right. Tea brewed, coughing fit endured. We're back. Let's see what time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. So we'll do another hour. I would like to do more, however, as I've mentioned, I'm just recovering from an illness. I feel my voice straining a bit, but I can do another hour. There's no jobs here. Taxidermist, nothing for us. Armorer. Oh yeah. Let's take a look at the southern armors and compare them. So the Linothorax is 75 for 7, whereas the southern leather is what, 80 for 8. 10 to 1 armor to fatigue. So the Linothorax is technically a little better than that. Mail with lamellar plating, 135 for 15, that's dreadful. Look, 130 for 14. Okay, it's not dreadful, it's about the same as the mail shirt. It's alright. Padded mail and lamellar hauberk, 290 for 36, that's terrible. It's less than 10 to 1. So the padded vest actually is not bad. 60 for 5. Better than a gambeson. 65 for 6, 1 fatigue. It's about a gambeson. Heavy lamellar helmet, 255 for 17, that's not great. 200 for 12, that's pretty good. But it's vision minus 2. 125 for 7 is average. 290 for 20 is terrible. Separ shield. 18, 18, 18 for 60. Oh yeah. I mean, yes, it is heavy, but it is durable. These are pretty damn good. The Separ. This is a nice middle ground between kite and heater. The Alchemist, as Jason calls it. 3,000 gold, 35 to 75. Range of 2 tiles. And you have to spend a whole turn reloading it. Oh, but it's, of course, but it hits multiple targets. Okay, right. The fire lancers are interesting. I think I might actually want to splash on a few fire lancers for the sacrifice lads. Because you can actually make the sacrifice lads, knowing that you're going to replace them, make them spear mastery guys. They can hold the flank. These count as spears. So once per mission they can do a big burst of flame. And they have the same damage as a boar spear. So it's decent, you know, mid-game. I love that you can buy these potions. Late game, it's going to make farming all those second wind potions for the super hard missions a lot easier. Cutthroats and nomads, that's actually doable. That 9 of them. I want the gear that those nomads are carrying. Let's just see, maybe we can... I mean, it could be a tough fight. There we go, we'll have the trading caravan help us a bit. Now it's changed, now there's slingers there. I'm gonna wait, because I'm still trying to get a handle on what these enemy types are gonna do. I mean, I feel like I know all the other enemy types so well. This is all quite new to me. You bastard. Yeah, wooden stick, I'm not afraid of that. What is that range? Oh, it's the nomad sling, it has 6 range. Ow! Yeah, now that I'm using the whip a lot more, I'm gonna find myself fighting with these bars on a lot more. Get him. It's the head, of course. Need someone to kill that cutthroat. Oof. That cutthroat probably gonna kill someone. We're gonna kill Tala. Well, that's his job. Normally running in would be pretty crazy, but I was hoping to break his morale. Oh yes, Caravan Hand, well done. These little slings are much better than the standard ones. You die. Imagine getting hit by a whip and it's fatal. Almost. Expansion so far is bloody great. The only thing I haven't liked so far is the fact that throw sand only costs 3 action points. That can fuck off. And the indebted start is kind of wank. I just gotta find the right way to play the indebted start. I just, in principle, I don't know. I would have to see what the stat buff is from whipping your guys. I can't even conceive of how you're supposed to do the high level, like, you know, Black Monolith and Witch Hut and stuff, with level 7 lads. And even if you give them lots of stats, they're missing so many perks. Anyway. Well, you say it turned around and high. That's kind of what this warband is going to do once we get some levels and everyone has fearsome. When it comes to fighting organic targets, we are going to be monsters. My hope is that we can actually do something against some of the bigger, scarier monsters. Because dragons, I know you can break their morale. The trees, I don't think you can break a tree's morale. Unhold, we're going to ruin Unhold. Orcs, we're going to crush their morale as well. When I say dragon, I mean lindworm. The lindworm. Turtle. I think actually for the sacrifices we'll go for fast adaptation first, then gifted, then we'll go back for student. Because once a shit brother has fast adaptation and gifted, it's like it's the biggest buff to their dangerousness that you can give them. 4. The thing is that if you're new at the game, you have to get it into your head that, like, in the beginning, it wouldn't even be true to say that you're a small fish in a big sea. You're not even a fish. You're a fucking plankton in the beginning. You can do nothing. You can maybe fight against some other thugs, but even then, you got to be so careful. And look, it's day 14, and we've Had a few people die already. 2 people die. But like the difference between your guys who are level 1 and the guys who are level 3, and like Gifted has gotten him up to 63 melee skill. We'll buy the map. How much does he want for it? He's going to say we don't have the money. 1400. Well, we've got a historian. Let's do it. It's all of our money. What? Oh, what? Mother! Oh, my historian died. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Well, no one asked me about this. I'm going to be hearing about the map fucking saga the rest of this whole campaign, aren't I? Hey, Stobbie, remember that time you bought a useless fucking map? So Omega Darkstar, I thought that I had my historian in my group. So if you have a historian in your group, you get an event where you can buy a map from a traveling salesman guy. And if you have a historian, he can then decipher the map and he gives you a location on the map. It's sort of ruined somewhere, but it's a guaranteed legendary item in there. Kriston, I think the answer is no. So I think that money is just gone and wasted. 1400 shekels down the toilet. Fortunately, we got to sell those items now. Ugh. We haven't shed enough blood for Davkul lately, that's why he's cross with us. This is going to be snakes, so hopefully we can pull these snakes into some... Ooh, look at that pretty dagger. 30 to 40... 30 base damage. 30 base damage on a dagger. Plus 33, so you're doing 40, even if it rolls minimum damage. And I think Executioner is going to apply as well. Where's our dagger lad? So Stobbie, if he's using Executioner with a Katal dagger, and that's not even mentioning if he gets a legendary Katal dagger, then it'll be plus 50 damage. So 45 to 70 straight through armor in one stab, and he can do that 3 times a turn. Wow. The fighting spear, shout out to the fighting spear, still one of the better items. Not really, but I mean, in terms of having a shit brother who can actually do something. Fighting spear, really good. Canted puncture. Well, it has a second ability that, no, that's execute. Oh, right. Okay, now I'm with you with the can't puncture. Need these guys to get better. No, fine. It's always that's just you dick. We were saving up for our banner. What about the equipment? What equipment? Well, in terms of our setup, it's going to be varied. It's too early to tell. All I know for certain is that I want to have 2 dagger specialists, one using the obsidian dagger, one using a Katal. You can have 2 mace specialists. Ideally, they'll start on the front line. They'll use 2-handed maces, and then they'll have a pole mace in the back line and switch out. Some great swords on the flanks. We want a flail duelist. We want a 2-handed cleaver, and then we want that lightning sword on a sword tank. Hyenas. It's our first time fighting against desert dogs. Let's help. I mean, we have 8 quite weak, injured lads. And yeah, I know they inflict bleed, and I suspect that they have the same variant as direwolves, where some of them apply overwhelm. Anyone around? Anyone, anywhere. Hello? So typical. Oh, let's do some exploring while we're out here. Paying no attention. Ooh, anyone fancy a three-way? Cheeky three-way? Hyenas? Nomads? I love a good three-way. You guys can quote me on that. Ooh, a pole mace. And some scary looking gear. Azuma, mate, are you gonna get away? Yep. The new music is exceptional. The music is so good. It's not that we don't want anything to do with the madness going on. We just want to let them fight each other, or let them fight it out, and then we just mop up the survivors. It sounds like the cutthroats are making pretty short work of these hyenas. This might be our turn to move forward. Not quite, one more turn. We were 2 squares away and then these guys could get an attack off. Hold the line, boys. And can you imagine if we managed to get our hands on that pole mace? Sounds like the hyenas are all dead. Ooh. I mean, come on, that is fucking stupid. The fact that he can attack and then throw sand, this is so getting nerfed. What do you guys think about the sand thing? I think it's straight up bullshit. They have to make it 5 AP. It lowers your outgoing damage by 33%. And I believe if you daze someone... Oh look, the hyenas won! If you daze someone with a two-handed mace and throw sand in their face, their damage output is lowered by 66%. Whoa! These doggies are doing fine. But the thing is, Wolfster, you saw there, that guy with a two-handed weapon was able to attack with a two-handed weapon and throw sand. Whoa! These things murdered. One down, 3 to go. Shield. God. I don't want to go in there. Whoa! Making him lose the confidence is very important. These are scary. The hyena skin. Hold on, boys. So it seems to me that these hyenas are the wolves on steroids. Raging hyena fur, crafting item. It's worth 500. Hyenas are contemptuous creatures, but they are tough. Even in death, you find yourself having to hack and chop at the necks just to gain some purchase there. And sawing heads free requires even more time. But soon the deed is done, and you readily take the pates and pelts back to Na al-Rundi, the vizier. Level ups. Lael Duelist got a level up. Resolve. Gifted. $50 head armor. Okay, not bad. You're right though, they did absolutely shred those guys. They ate the northeast, absolutely. General Drake, thanks for following. Only 87, I kind of want to see what I can do with that. Worth 320 and they want 407. We can't quite turn a profit off that yet. We're halfway to getting our banner though. Agreed, Mon, it does seem that way. The window shop a bit here is more. See, the Nomad Sling has range of 6 tiles. $65 to $85, 25 and 110. Two-handed scimitar. Nice. The sword lance I'm most interested in, especially because it's a polearm. I would have thought it would have counted as a sword, but alright. I imagine it's going to give you the split ability. Because there's no way they can give you the reap ability. Because that then, what would a war scythe do? Ah, we can get a retinue going soon. I think we want to drill sergeant first. 20 more experience at level 1. That just helps your guys level up so much quicker. So it is a war scythe. That's surprisingly, because then by doing that, they've just made the war scythe, like, you know, redundant. Wow, that's half price for that wine. We could actually turn quite a profit off that wine. Out of interest, what do we have here? Oh, I love a brawler and I love a caravan hand. I'm surprised we haven't had a sacrifice event yet. Spoders. Ambushed by spoders. Okay, so here's the new spider tactic. We all run as one direction. Normally you can find an egg. At least that way you have a chance of breaking one of the eggs. I hate these little spiders. Okay, now we gotta stand and fight. I'm caught out. Any other nets? No. Oh my word. Nightmare. Dropping your shield is actually the way to go. It boosts damage. Your formation tight, boys. Hold. They come. There's only 7 of them and there's actually no eggs. Okay, that's great. That makes things a lot easier. Damn it. Oh, there is an egg. There's more of them coming. Alright. Yeah, you better run. Nerd. Lol, now the numbers have gotten high enough that they actually want, now they actually fancy it again. Well, alright. Come at me, spider nerd. Yeah. And they're running away again. What? Done. I suppose I should have read the description. Wouldn't I have said that, you know, it was taken over by spiders? One lift tank. Hang on, so melee defense, 3 stars. I have to roll 3 or 4 every level. Okay. That's 50-50 pretty much. I think Shield Expert gives him the most right now. Now I'm going to recover, because then that's going to... Oh, let me use the flail that I have to give away. We'll have to sell. Now Bannerman, let's see, evolve, knee skill. Should have, this is my first time I'm trying to build a Bannerman dodge. I don't think it's going to work, but let's try. That gives him plus 15. Mega lad. Fatigue, yes please. Evolve I don't really care about. Getting to the point where I might actually want to put him on the front line once we get some, you know, basic armor on him. Field expert, he might as well. Let's get crippling strike and executioner. That little second part of it, the riding in the caravan back there, kind of pointless. I've never been attacked there. Oh yeah, well, yes we have. How do you know me? 3. Impaled and cut down. I think we're going to return to the south a little later. It's a little hot for us in the south. So I know the central and northern part of the map. I know I can make money. Oh yes, a village that has a workshop. Oof, awesome. So if it wasn't for those events, the prices could actually be pretty good here. A downward terrorizers and a 3-skull secure tomb. Okay, so we'll hunt with terrorizers first, and then securing that undead place could be quite spicy. But it's a 3-skull, so if we pull another pod in there, a random group of whatever, 11 Nachters, we're going to need help with that. Imagine if you could accept both missions at once, and then you get the Nachters you're supposed to hunt, and you pull them into that undead place. Does it increase your provision usage? That's interesting. Well spotted. I haven't noticed that. Wish the damn camera would stay on me. God, that's annoying. Like, I want to be able to press X and then it just camera stays centered on me. Like it's the camera centering that causes me to get caught out. Okay, well, we're gonna have to take these Nachters on a bit of a run around. 70. I suppose they technically, oh yeah. Well then, if you had a job to go, you know, hunt brigands or whatever, it'd be pretty cool. That's it, thanks for subbing. It would be cool if you could, you know, accept a mission to clear out some brigands and then accept another mission, have Nachters get killed, and then you pull one into the other and have them kill each other. This sounds like a smart kind of thing that a mercenary would do. Come on, Nachters, I'm just giving you guys a good workout. That is unspeakably dangerous going in there with these Nachters, but we are safe coming, so let's try. What are we calling ourselves? Black Legion. There's no telling what's in here. It's actually one of the reasons playing as those archer guys, scouts, quite nice. You always know what you're up against. Interesting. Hello boys, we brought you some friends to play with. I can't wait to see what happens here. If these raiders just stay put and don't chase us, yes, they're all going to fight the Nachters for us. This is going to be brilliant. See, like, it would be a problem if they came charging out at us, but because they are in a fortified position, they should stay put. Go Raiders! Right, let's just skip turn for a few turns and listen to them destroy each other. Oh, brilliant. Oh, have this one guy come towards us. Oh, that is a sexy, sexy weapon he's carrying. Gief polearm. Okay, that I'm not going to turn down. I have to. If I can nick this pike and get out of there. I bet this guy acts before us anyway. Yeah, he's going to act before almost all of us, even though we're all wearing just pajamas. It's fucking stupid how much initiative they have. Oof. Okay, stab this lad. Nick his pike, and then run away bravely. Oh, That alone is going to be worth more than the entire payout from the mission. And I love this game. I love that you can do stuff like that. Right, gentlemen. Okay, this is a strategic retrograde offensive. Bravely ran away. Oh, did the Black Legion? I never! I didn't, all lies! Now I wish I could play you all. Oh, you fucking motherfucker! Oh, that was a strike down, not a kill, I'll point out. But you have to love a marksman. They always make you pay your pound of flesh. What was that? That was aimed shot, 55% chance to hit. We rolled a 19. Well, I mean, he was only carrying a pitchfork, so... Let's try and get a feel for how that... Can you fuck off, mate? It's a raider down. Oh, level 3 noctiers. That's the sound. Once we start seeing noctiers appearing. The problem is now this lad's gonna die. Oh well. Sorry, friend. God, that's brutal. Sorry. For fuck's sake, poor guy. Oh, no, no way. Are you kidding me? Well, now we can go back in and fight 5 noctiers. At least one of the lads here. Here we go, 65 aim on Stobbie and a pike. And just having that pike, like no jokes, it makes such a big difference. Now it's going to be what, 7 versus 5. I need a bit of armor. These lads in there. We'll fight them in the forest. Makes it a bit easier. I hope they're not higher level noctiers. Okay, so 2 of them are higher level. Alright, let them come towards us. This will do just fine. Hold. Hold. Stab. God, if that one jumps in there, oof. Tolha. Shield. Yes, Modern. Stabbing, mate. Executed by Mazuma. 65. Well, conductive, it's knowing things like this that lets you, I mean, arguably abuse, but I wouldn't say it's abuse. It's just knowing the game mechanics and, you know, like the first time I ever pulled a third group into another ruin was just like so mind expanding, because all of a sudden these ruins, which seem so terrifying, don't look quite so scary. God, the sound that brain makes is disgusting. So after this, we'll take on that 3-skull mission, but we're just going to have to hope that we can find another group to pull in there to do it, because we... Oh, the other mission's gone. Okay, never mind. Escort 3 days. I'm in the habit of automatically taking escort missions now. Just because I don't really care if I fail them. That. Obedient. So do you see how I've taken someone who had 48 melee skill and by level 3 he's now got 60? Ah, the +1 is unlucky. David, thanks for following. Now, arguably, even with these crap stats, I could maybe skip a little bit on resolve, because if he gets converted, he'll start getting resolve and hit point buffed. That being said, 38 is toilet. Is caca poo poo low. Can't have that. Shield expert. Can any of you confirm, do missed riposts give you a stack of fast adaptation? Yes or no? We did not take him because he's 0. We took him because we're playing as Davkul, and I'm expecting to have to sacrifice guys. And we wanted to test whether sacrificing someone else would not piss him off. Ah, there we go. Rupert's sacrifice. Davkul's presence arrived during a campfire. The rest of the men faded into the aether of infinite black, and a strange entity replaced them. An entity which you could not see, but whose presence was but a penumbra of crossing shadows. It requested a sacrifice, not by speaking to you, but by showing. Rupert's sacrifice, and Talha the obedient. First one melted away before revivifying. Then the other repeated the process until both existed with their hands out and eyes closed. It was clear that Davkul was trusting you with a choice. When the shadows snapped away, the campfire was blinding. Rupert's sacrifice, and Talha the obedient was staring at you. Is it alright, sir? Well, Rupert, we've had a great time, but it's time for you to die. The procession is such. Rupert's sacrifice is flayed alive and pierced with sharpened sticks through each limb and held aloft, spread eagle over a fire which cooks him until death. The men watch his passing in silence, but as soon as one of his charred limbs breaks and collapses his corpse into the flames, the men cheer and hoot and holler. Some pray, others roll around in the ashes of Rupert's sacrifice, some licking it off their fingers like it was sweets. It is a good night. Ha ha ha! Yes! Mazuma is now a zealot, and Talha the obedient is wondering what he's got himself in for. God, it is so grim. Absolutely grim. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, that isn't even the worst description. The worst description is where they turn the one dude into a human tent pole by sticking poles up his ass. It's freaking crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if they took inspiration for the deaths from real life medieval tortures and such. Uh-oh. I need another frontliner. All his armor is gone. Oh, come on. Oh no, never mind. God, I'm dumb. I am a stupid person. We've got to keep Stobbie in the middle. His weapon is the most dangerous weapon we have right now. 60 is not that bad. 56. Hope these raiders have some nice gear for us. You see, this is exactly why I want my replacement lads to be flail experts. I mean, literally, you walk forward, you lash, you one-shot that raider. What's up, Frosty? I'm just off cam for a bit because recovering from illness, so I'm periodically having to go through, have a little coughing and sneezing and blowing nose fit, and it's kind of rank. We were saying that Nurgle, I got a touch of Nurgle rot. That's not the Rona though, so I don't know about that. I ain't got the Rona. Well, conductive, the flail duelist, you gon' die. A headshot there would have been glorious. This is a problem. It's a big problem. Right, conductive. If you had one shot, one chance, you would miss and get killed. Oof. Oh. Lads, by all means, just fucking stand there like a cow and don't do anything. Ugh. Rip. Oh, spots of plenty opening up in the Black Legion. Oh, give me that fucking polearm. Oh, conductive. You had a good run. I mean, you didn't, but that's what you say in these situations, isn't it? 40, 45. Oh, nailed it. Why'd you be more like Martin? Oof, one headshot and he's very dead. God, I wish I still had my hands on those flails. Could have one-shot a bunch of these lads. That dude's wearing a cloth rag, for goodness sake. So Frosty, I'm not doing a name list that gets too unwieldy. I'm taking name suggestions live on stream. And because it's cultists, we're only naming the actual cultists. These sacrifices aren't getting named. We'll take a look-see after this fight. I'll have to get you in. You steal my kill, you piece of shit. That's a sword. Did you run from us? Oh, Martin, dude, it's amazing. So, you get a guy called Priest of Davkul, it's the highest level. So, there's like 5 or 6 levels of Davkul affinity, basically. At level 1, you get just +5, look at this. So, at +1, you get +5 resolve. Level 2, you get +10 resolve and no morale checks for your allies dying or on taking hit points. Level 3, you get more resolve and hit points. Level 4, you get even more resolve, even more hit points. And you get +2 fatigue per turn. At level 6, you get all of that, and you get the ability to give like a shout that makes all your allies recover fatigue. It is tits. It's absolutely tits. Just getting there is very difficult though. If you want to know exactly what you get, you'll have to pop over to the wiki and just look at the Davkul devotion levels. He's exhausted, okay. He's reposting, just let him repost himself out. Patience, my friends. Like, how menacing must this be? Lads, just like, you standing there ready to repost, and the guys around you are like, alright mate, I can wait all day. There you go. Have some of that, you fucking slag. There you go. Oh, baby. First of many. For one of these lads, I might actually carry a hand axe. Well, if anyone's going to carry the hand axe, it'll be Mizuma, because he can break shields and then recover. 60 accuracy, 56. Damn. Need more lads. You fucking slag. We were going to get the banner after the mission, but now I have to flee because I can't win this fight, I don't think. I can try. Oh god, they've got poachers. It's at night. It's in the forest. I think this is a Ripperino for us. Maybe if I hold them there and get the pikemen on the high ground. I don't have rotation on any of my boys yet, so it's going to be fiendishly difficult to get these guys out of this fight alive. Oh, I mean, we'll save scum. Oh, some clutch misses there. 6 left, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, right. So the poachers just have slings. Not so bad. The thing is now I could move up and stop him from throwing his throwing weapons, but then Stobbie has to move off of his high ground advantage. Press the advantage while you have it, he says, and the weapon clunks uselessly into a shield. Oh, suck my dick, that hit. 15% chance. Okay, these throwing weapons now. 22% chance hit. 22% chance inflicted pierced hand. 35% chance hit. Sign. Well, a headshot here. Dear Frosty. Oh, the pierced hand on Stobbie's. Oh, fuck off! 10% chance hit. 37% chance hit. Was Stobbie killed or struck down? Killed. Ugh. That was unbelievably unlucky. Honestly, that's a fight we can win. Let's just try that again. That's only because we had like 6 sub 20% shots all hitting. Try it one more time. You got to admit, that was unreal how unlucky that was. I don't want to actually close in here. Let's have them come here. Yeah, XCOM lol. For me, like, it's got to be Mordheim. Mordheim is easily the most frustrating RNG game ever, with Blood Bowl being a close second. But Mordheim is so irritating because it's so obvious that the RNG is jank. The actual generator is just broken. I mean, the amount of times you roll between 95 and 100 is unfucking believable. Wolfster, yes, probably. I don't know, man. I want to do one playthrough where I do absolutely everything, which is, you know, all the legendary locations, the Black Monolith, the lot. And like technically, I could do it, Iron Man, but Iron Man just makes it all take so much longer, because, you know, if you, like in that fight, you know, the campaign could probably have recovered from that, but that would be fuck knows how many days of grinding and grinding and grinding. And then you've got to replace the brothers who died, and then all the time while you're grinding, you know, the replacement brothers die, or while you're leveling up replacements, then someone else dies, and you'll start the whole fucking process over again. Yes, so exactly. So then if fights seem risky, you don't take them. Then you don't get legendaries. So your whole journey in the game is just slower. It just makes the whole fucking game such a drag. And I mean, for the guys who've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've done 2 or 3 Honest Man and Iron Man campaigns. So I don't feel like I have anything left to prove. And I mean, I'm coming up on 2,000 hours now. And I go through times where I just get fed up with Battle Brothers and I don't want to play it anymore. And playing Iron Man does that for me. I just get so sick of the game. The things with like Honest Man, like a fight, like that was a good example, because that was just, you know, I mean, fine, RNG is part of the game and everything, but I mean, for fuck's sake, it's just that I want to be able to get to the late game content and show you guys the late game content and not have it take 6 months. Oh, 60% missed. Come on. Clutch. That was clutch, Modern. Nice. By all means, Cavern Hand, just fucking stand there. You donkey. I mean, if you want to see me play Iron Man / Honest Man, then XCOM. XCOM, I'm quite happy to Iron Man, because there, I feel like you have so much more of a robust roster. So losing one person isn't as devastating as it is here. I mean, in my Long War of the Chosen campaign, I've got 4 of pretty much every unit type. Yeah, true. The donkey actually does something. Pulls the cart and contributes that way. Nice. This one technically not go. I mean, maybe I might just do a straight VOD upload. The thing is, I don't know if I want to do like a formal season until I feel like I've come to grips with the new DLC. I think for the foreseeable future, it might just be, you know, 3 or 4 hour long VOD uploads 2 or 3 times a week. Modern, like, he is doing work with this battle whip, but then again, the hooked blade is just better. And let's do a swap around of the armor, because as fond as we are of our bannerman, our dagger lad is actually super important, and that pike is the best weapon on the field right now. Actually, the sword 56. Right, we need another lad. What more fucking fights do we have to do? Is this for real? Thugs, poachers, and a raider. So Clavius, Alps are some of the easiest. Well, they can either be the most difficult enemies you fight or the easiest, as long as you have the right weapons. So just avoid Alps until you have, at a minimum, 4 battle whips. And you put, if you have like a formation, right, 6 and 6, put the battle whips on the outside. You have everybody else weapons that can reach 2 squares. The key thing with Alps is don't move. As soon as you start moving towards them, their whole circle that they surround you starts moving outwards, and then you have to start spending AP on moving, which then halves or eliminates your damage. So if you have that Fangshire helm, have someone use a ranged weapon with the Fangshire. Everybody else just use whips and a fallen hero. Oh fuck! Oh my god, this is nuts. I don't think we can do this. Yeah, you simply cannot run from Alps. Because they teleport around the map pretty much. I know it's like shitty advice to say, oh, just don't fight them. But, oof, look at that sexy, sexy gear, but I don't have any daggers for him. Hope they come towards us. 34 body armor. This is going to be interesting. Well, Wolfster, as you say, spears. But if every single person is using a weapon that can attack over two squares, and whips are perfect. Then you just got to hit the 1, and then you put the hit point indicator on. You attack 1, and then you'll normally have 3 or 4 options. Each brother must just keep attacking the low hit point. Low hit point help, and before you know it, you'll start whipping them. Some of your guys will get put to sleep, but you just focus on whenever any brother gets his turn. If he has any guys near him who are asleep, you wake them up, and if he can attack, he attacks. Now, Mazuma might have to move. Also, if the donkeys get killed, I think we failed the mission. I did not know that, Wolfster. Thank you. That is a great tip. So if you keep everybody under the banner AoE, then everybody can attack. Thanks for the follow, Firmin Mako. This rip, brave caravan hand. I hope he doesn't rise up as a zombie, because we already outnumbered 9. Oh god. New followers, welcome boys. Like, I really want this Vidiganga's armor, but this is just a fight for survival. And I probably should have switched out that flail. I shouldn't be using a flail against zombies. Oh, my poor ass. Oh, you bastards. So this is pretty clearly a failed mission. However, if I can defeat all these zombies, this is a nice XP. Ah! Caravan hand! Oh god! Oh god! Surely your lads could pull the carts themselves. I mean, they wouldn't be happy about it, but they could do it. Imagine if it was like Shaun of the Dead, where you can like lash a zombie to a cart and then just walk in front of the zombie. The zombie would like and pull the cart for you. Do we dare try to dagger this dude down? No, we don't. We don't have any armor. Careful with that. I very much want to get my hands on that sword. Oh, you piece of shit. Oh, careful, Martin. Oof, one more hit. Dead Zoe. He doesn't have a shield. He doesn't have a shield. 42%. Thanks, Methodic. I am much improved. But my lad's dying is not helping. Oh, close. Careful. So hopefully, Martin, he was struck down, so he's not going to rise up as a zombie at least. Hopefully he gets a scar that the chicks will find sexy. Fucking hell. The early game, man, it is brutal. That's 4 swings in a row at 71, all missed. That's 4 70s in a row, all of them missed. Fuck my face. Well, this was a cursed caravan. Oh. Okay, let's end it there. I need to stop. We've streamed for almost 4 hours. My voice is fucked. Okay, friends, thanks for watching, and especially thanks to all the new followers and subs. Much appreciated. 71 viewers is very high for me. I appreciate it so much. So I've been saying for a while I wanted to have Monday nights be Blood Bowl nights, but I think I'd much rather need to be streaming Battle Brothers. So in the coming week, Monday and Wednesday will be... maybe Monday... Yeah, tomorrow night we'll do another Battle Brothers stream. Wednesday we can do an XCOM stream. Thursday we can do Battle Brothers again, and Sunday Battle Brothers. So yeah, 3 days a week we'll do Battle Brothers, and then 1 day a week we'll do XCOM. Thanks for watching, friends. Remember to check out the Discord. There's a lovely group of people there who are always happy to talk Battle Brothers. Use !Discord. And we'll see you all tomorrow for at least another 3, maybe 4 hours of Battle Brothers. This is the Black Legion Davkul background. We need to get 3 more bodies in here. We've got pitchforks that aren't being used. Okay, cheers lads.